guys, it's Leanne Henry and I'm back with another video. So in case you've been living under a rock, or maybe you just don't keep up with the housing market, let me just give you a little, a little update on what it's been like out here, okay? So if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen my reel. You'll understand the picture that I'm about to paint, but I'm gonna paint it again. So the scene was this time last year. You walked into your favorite store in search of toilet paper, and much to your chagrin, each and every shelf was barren. You searched high and low to find toilet paper at any store you possibly could, and when you finally did find it, you were fighting a customer, fighting store clerks, the people who stock the shelves for that toilet paper, and you paid a premium for it. That's what it's like to buy a house right now. There's no houses, there's no houses, there's no inventory, no one wants to sell, but there are a ton of people looking to buy because on the flip side, interest rates are amazing. There's tons of first-time homebuyer programs, there's grants and down payment assistance and incentives and all of these things that make home shopping look very, very attractive. However, it's been a very, very tough time for my buyers. And I have been writing offer after offer after offer. And some of them work, some of them don't, You can't compete with someone who's willing to throw $20,000 in cash over asking and waive all of their inspections and contingencies and all of that. You can't compete, you can't compete. However, I want to share with you guys the sauce on how I've been submitting my offers. I'm gonna give you my secrets. I'm gonna give you my secrets, okay? And this may potentially hurt me because you're gonna use the secrets against me if you're a realtor in Michigan and we're, submitting offers in the same homes. But I want everybody to win in multiple offer situations. So if you're in another state and this is potentially gonna help you, wonderful. But these are the 5 things that I do when submitting my offers to try to make them the most competitive in multiple offer situations, okay? Number 1, before you submit an offer, you need to make sure that you're running a comparative market analysis on that property. Does the amount that that house is listed for, is the property actually worth that? Do the comps in the neighborhood support the price that that home is listed at? If so, great. If not, you need to make sure that you're talking to your buyer and that they're aware of the risks that they're taking of potentially overpaying for their house. That's number 1. Number 2, once you've established what the value of the property is, then you want to figure out how much money you can potentially go over asking, and you'll still be within the range that that house will potentially appraise for that amount of money. Now, in the event that that house does not appraise for that amount of money, the second thing that you need to do is put in an appraisal gap guarantee. So number 1 was obviously submitting an offer that's over asking. Number 2, you need to actually guarantee that amount of money that you're putting in over asking. So you can put a house that's $300,000, then you can offer $400,000, but if it's not gonna appraise, then what's the point, right? What's the incentive for picking your offer? So you need to put in an appraisal gap guarantee that secures the amount of money that you offered over asking, even if the property does not appraise. Most of my buyers have been doing $5,000 appraisal gap guarantees, but some of them have been losing to people who are doing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Like, it's really crazy. It's a jungle out here. But talk to your buyer. Find out how much money they're comfortable paying over the amount of money that they're going to be paying baseline for the property. So you need to make sure that you're explaining to them what's actually happening when they're doing these appraisal gap guarantees, okay? Your clients are paying their down payment, they're paying their closing costs and all of the fees associated with that already, okay? But if you're doing an appraisal gap guarantee, whatever that amount of money is, that's gonna be in cash on top of whatever your initial closing costs were expected to be. Now that can get expensive very, very fast. So you need to make sure that you're talking to your buyers and they understand what's happening. Number 3, you are making your inspection period as short as possible. So sellers want to know that you're going to get in, get out very, very quickly. You want to breeze through inspection, you want to breeze through the loan underwriting process and get this deal done so that they can get their check. right? So the shorter your inspection period is, the faster you're gonna move through that. Now, we're up against agents who are allowing their buyers to completely waive inspection, completely waive different contingencies. And if that's, you know, what you need to do, and if your buyer is okay with it, then more power to you. I personally don't want my buyers doing that. So if we have to, you know, lose out on a couple of houses before we can officially find one that'll allow us to actually inspect the property that we're buying, then so be it. The average amount of time for an inspection is 7 days. I have been lowering mine to 5 days, and in some cases 3 days. So make sure that you're using your discretion when you decide to lower your inspection period, but you can always extend the inspection period once you're under contract. The goal is to make your initial offer look as beautiful and alluring as possible. So number 1, offer over asking. Number 2, offer an appraisal guarantee. And number 3, have a shorter inspection period. Number 4, EMDs, or earnest money deposits. Make them high. You can't be buying a $400,000 house and you're only putting down a $1,000 EMD. You have nothing to lose. The seller's gonna think you're not serious. They're gonna breeze right on past your offer. I usually put 3% EMDs for my buyers. It's just a rule of thumb. I haven't had anybody complain up to this point. And the sellers like to see that you're putting some money down. You're invested off the front end. You're not just gonna go through this process and then walk away. Higher EMDs is definitely gonna help you. Number 5, you have to be willing to give the sellers occupancy if they need time to move out of their house. So some people call it a lease back, some people call it the occupancy period. Whatever you call it in your state, give it to them for free. Give it to them for free, okay? So I've been putting into my offers free 14-day occupancy or free 30-day occupancy. You can hold an amount of money in escrow if it'll make you feel better, so that like when they move out, you know that they're they're not gonna cause any damage, or if anything was damaged, then you have the money in escrow to pay for that. But some sellers don't even wanna do that. They're just like, either give it to us or you don't. So you're assuming risk in doing that as well. So make sure again that your buyer understands that the sellers will be living in your new house for free after you close if you allow them to stay in it for free. So a lease back occupancy, if you give that to them for free, then you're technically gonna be paying for a house that you don't live in yet. So in everything that you do with your offers, make sure that you are 100% explaining to your buyers what is happening, so that they're not surprised when they get to the closing, the amount of money that they owe, or if they reread their contract and there's something in there that they didn't understand or didn't realize that they were consenting to. Explain everything over and over and over again as if you're explaining it to a 4-year-old, so that you are certain everybody understands, okay? Because these are large transactions and we're not trying to have lawsuits, okay? We gotta stay out of jail, all right? And lawsuits are expensive, so there's that. So I know I said 5, but number 6, I have been putting hard deadlines on my offers, okay? Now, right now, you'll see something that says, oh, highest and best due by Monday at 10 a.m. and it's a Saturday, or all offers will be reviewed in 40, whatever the case may be. If I know my offer is good, I'm not gonna give you time to shop it around to other agents, try to get other offers up higher. Like, take it or leave it. What's up? Because there's other people looking, there's other houses. Like, are we gonna do this or not? Okay. So that has worked for me a couple of times at this point, but it can make people really, really uncomfortable being that pushy. So it can either go in your favor or it can go in the other direction, and the agent will just be like, well, forget you, there's plenty of other people, like, good luck. So take that with a grain of salt. Like, my personality, I'm able to do it a little more successfully than other people are. So you need to make sure that you're, balancing on a fine line of being like pushy and saying, what's up, take it or leave it, versus like, hey, I don't want you to feel like we're pressuring you or anything like that, but we really do need an answer really soon. Super easy, but it's been effective for me, and I'm hoping that it'll be effective for you guys. But I know right now it's a crazy, crazy time. If you're selling a house, then it's amazing. Like, you've got people clawing at your doorstep to give you thousands of dollars over what your property is worth. It's amazing if you're a seller, but if you're a buyer, it can be disheartening. It could be a very, very disheartening experience. So just keep all of your buyers encouraged to make sure that you are fully transparent throughout the whole process, because this can feel really, really overwhelmed. And there's the potential for your buyers to feel like you're not working hard enough for them, like you're not doing all that you can in submitting your offers, whatever the case may be. So full, open, and honest communication is really, really gonna get you far, because you don't want your buyers to fire you because they think that you're not doing your best. So if you're explaining to them the whole time what's happening and managing expectations, then that's gonna be better for you in the long run. What have you guys been doing to get your offers successfully accepted? These multiple offer situations, how have you been managing them? How's your mental? How is it? Because it's rough. It's rough trying to stay positive. I get it. Totally understand. But, you know, let me know in the comments below if anything that you've used has worked. And in the meantime, in between time, always remember that you, yes, you are pure gold, and I will see you all in the next one.